The Marc Patrone radio program, heard exclusively on News Talk, Saga 960.
With Joe Biden now up 4% according to the CNN poll. Democrats are, well, they're not really gathering in Milwaukee. Most of these speeches are going to be delivered from Delaware, 700 miles away. So there's a story in the New York Times about that. Michelle Obama and Bernie Sanders will headline the first night of convention speeches today. And it'll be a convention unlike any other. With the COVID pandemic continuing to rage, it will almost entirely be virtual with delegates not in Milwaukee, but Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris will deliver their speeches from Wilmington, Delaware, 700 miles away. But the important business of the convention, the speeches from Democratic leaders past and present, the adoption of the official Democratic policy platform, and of course the votes will turn Mr. Biden from presumptive to official nominee. It's all going to happen, and it starts today. Miles Christen joins us from Wisconsin. Miles, what do you think about all this?
Well, like I said before, if I lived in Milwaukee, I would stay. If I lived in Milwaukee, I would get the hell out of Milwaukee right now because, you got basically every Antifa whack job is probably heading that way. And, why are they having the convention at night instead of having the convention? If they had the convention from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., no protesters, most of the protesters are not going to get up early in the morning to do something. You do it late at night, then you're going to have, you do it late at night, then you're asking for craziness to happen. I'm sure there's going to be destruction that's going to happen. We should also think that there are going to be legitimate protesters there. They're going to be the people with Veterans for Peace and the anti-war protesters who see this party as a war party. But then you've also got the Antifa types, the more radical socialist and communist types, and they're going to cause a lot of destruction. And then you've got these police departments who do not want to be there, and 100 different police departments who said they will not go there.
What are you expecting to hear from Michelle Obama tonight? A lot of the same talking points.
No one ever voted for her. I'll just say that. She's kind of the plus one, and that goes to the same. If a woman president was elected and there was the first man or whatever, it's like no one voted for him either. This idea that your spouse gets elected, therefore you're somebody to listen to is really silly.
What do you make of this poll, the CNN poll that has Biden up just 4 points now? A couple of months ago, it was 14. And now I guess there's some speculation that his basement campaign is starting to fail a little bit. And also some speculation that some of these riots that you've spoken about so often, whether it's in Madison or St. Louis or Oakland or anywhere else, that's starting to bite the Democrats in the butt a little bit with people saying, look, you blue mayors in these blue cities, you should be doing a lot more to stop these things rather than blaming Trump. Is that what's going on here?
I think so. I think this election could go either way at this point. I disagree so much with the government's response to COVID, and not just Trump or the Republicans, the Democrats too. I think the whole situation we find ourselves in is a failure of so many things. Between, it's a failure of big government, it's a failure of the free market system, it's a failure of both parties. We're in such a bad situation, and it's because so many different groups of people drop the ball.
And Trump is going to be potentially the beneficiary of this. This was all designed to hurt Trump. The riots were designed to hurt Trump. The handling of COVID was designed to hurt Trump. But now some of that, at least as far as the riots are concerned, seems to have bit the Democrats. So what are they going to do about it? What's the strategy of the Democrats going forward now that this strategy aimed at trying to whip up race riots in many of these cities and blame Trump with it seems to be failing? Where do they go from here?
Well, if you think about it, the 4 years of Trump, it seems like they got all the youth riled up about the environmental cause, and they got all the youth riled up about gun violence, and they kind of shift the issue. When Kavanaugh was going through, it was all about sexism and abortion, this, that, and the other, and they find a different issue to rally around every few months. So I wouldn't be surprised before the end of the election they're rallying around a different issue.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you come back later this week to talk a little bit? I know you got to run.
Yes, I will. I'll find time later this week.
Fantastic. All right, Miles Kristen coming to us from near Madison, Wisconsin, where we'll see you. Thank you very much, Miles.
Bye-bye.
Where this convention is supposed to be taking place, although it's a virtual convention.